Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest aliens and UFOs encounters video. I thought I would mix another one of these in here while I'm wrapping up your aliens and UFO suggestions, mainly because once again there's another fascinating entry from the Experiencer subreddit there from the reddit.com website. Lots of people are liking this stuff, so I thought why not? Let me just go ahead and I'll share another one here, give my own thoughts and opinions, and it has to do with a very unique experience involving a close encounter of the fifth kind. So it comes from a user by the name of JDM_Jim. And again, it's from the Experiencer's website. That's the one where it's a mishmash. It could be aliens, UFOs, could be something else more sinister. I think, though, this one falls under the alien side. And so let me know what you guys and gals think. So they titled theirs as My Possible CE5 Experience. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's share that here. And again, I'd love to hear what your own thoughts and opinions are as well. So here's what they state. So last night, I was driving home from work around 10:30 p.m. when I noticed an odd flashing light in the sky. It was flashing green, red, and white. It caught my attention because the pattern and rhythm of the flashing wasn't consistent. I was driving on a back road without much traffic and watched it as much as I could while still driving safely. And as I watched it change directions multiple times and never traveled in a straight line for long. I eventually made it to the main highway and had to focus more on the road, but I did see that it was still up there, seeming to parallel my path. I drove through town, turned onto the street I live on, initially disappointed because it was the opposite direction to the way I'd last seen the lights moving. But then I looked up, and to my astonishment, there was the light, now up and to my right, and traveling the same way I was again. It was then that I tried to reach out with my thoughts. I sent to it that I really appreciated the show it was putting on for me, and that I was going to be turning down my driveway soon, so I would lose sight of it again. I asked if it would come fly over by my house so I could watch it for a little longer, but didn't expect anything. Now my driveway is long and it has a 90-degree turn in it, so that when I head towards my house, I'd be driving the opposite direction to where I'd last seen the flying light. There are also a lot of trees lining the driveway, so my view of the sky is obscured for most of it, but there is one area that is cleared of trees where food is grown. I'm just about to drive next to that field when a thought enters my head. It says, "Ready to have your mind blown?" And so I pass the trees and look over to my left, and there it is. I see the light. It flashed very quickly and then just stopped. Stopped moving, stopped flashing, just turned white and just sat there. I stopped my car and stared in amazement at this white orb and tried to send it my thanks for this awesome display. When another thought enters my head, it says, "Sorry, someone is coming." And so the light started flashing again and flying in a straight line. I look in my rear view, and a couple of seconds later, I see headlights from a car that is about to take that 90-degree turn in the driveway. I couldn't have seen it when I had that someone or that thought is coming through, but the trees definitely blocked the view completely. And so I parked my car and got out, thinking that I wish I could have gotten a video, and then heard, just like the words, "just look," and then bam, there it is, now in a completely different spot in the sky, what seemed to be miles from where I'd last seen it. And so I pulled my phone out and took a video, but it's grainy and really just shows a pulsating light in a dark sky. My partner had just gotten home from work. I pointed it out, but she was exhausted from work and wanted to go inside. And so I thanked the light again and went with her inside. I've been having lots of experiences with feeling like I am hearing thoughts from somewhere that isn't me when I'm laying in bed getting ready to sleep. Doesn't happen every night, but does happen semi-regularly. I know a lot of people share the feeling that something big is coming, and that feeling has been getting much stronger for me recently. And that's it. That's everything that the user JDM_Jim mentioned in their encounter, so let's talk about that here. You can see why I believe it's more on the UFO alien side, right? This has the telltale signs of a UFO and whatever is in it that's following someone. And in this case, it was absolutely just benevolent, like it was creating a light show for this user. But the reason why it's a CE5 or close encounter of the fifth kind, I had to remind myself what that was, and so I looked up the information. Close encounter of the fifth kind is one that involves personal interaction with unknown entities, and sometimes it involves purposeful interaction. Like, in other words, the person is trying to communicate with whoever that alien or gray or whoever is. That was the case with this user. They absolutely were using their mind at multiple times to be able to communicate with whatever this pulsating light was, and then it in turn was communicating with them telepathically. Like, it was absolutely letting them know certain words that were popping up within the mind of that user, and it was very intelligent. So you had that situation where it was saying, look up, and then all of a sudden the person does, and they see it there, or they state, sorry, someone is coming, and then sure enough, another car is coming across an area that a few seconds later wasn't like that before. But very intelligent responses, and obviously great communication between the user and whatever this light was. It was basically there to give them a show. Like, it must have found their vehicle in the late dead of night. It was around 10:30, it looks like, and it was the only one around, and so it decided to follow them, knowing, of course, that this person or user would be interested in something like this. And then even when the user was turning into certain areas, it in turn followed them directly. Highly intelligent, not just, in other words, a meteor or something else that could have been misinterpreted as some kind of natural object or even man-made object. No, nothing along those lines. But otherwise, the only other thing to point out is this user mentioning that they keep hearing thoughts. Somewhere it's happening. So usually it's when they're laying in bed, ready to go to sleep. Could it have been this thing, whatever it was, ready to say hello finally, make its appearance known? That's what I think happened here in this case too. But let me know what you guys and gals think about this unique experience, a CE5. If I ever see another one like these again, I'll definitely point it out here within the channel. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.